You know, in my dream of dreams, I was a hippie wannabe, and I loved the arts. Jim was saying to me, come along, ride along with me, and let's do this adventure together. And so, yeah. We were married in 1989, and Jimmy was running 20 miles a day, doing his art, always on the go, bubbly, everything. And then one day, about 3 to 4 years in, I noticed that when he used the telephone, his arm would shake, his hand would shake. Jim lived probably 20 years with his Parkinson's. It was October 14th, I think it was a Wednesday. I don't know, this sounds really frou-frou, but it really happened. As I was sitting there with him, I was so grateful I was with him, but I was reading the page again, and I looked up and I saw a hummingbird. And I said, Jimmy, it's a green hummingbird. And his eyes opened, he looked at me, and then his head went down. And I knew he was gone. And just as his head went down, the bird flew away. And I thought, wow. The caregiver was here, and she made the calls to the kids, and I had made arrangements that we would keep Jim here until his kids could say goodbye. I couldn't watch them take him out of the house. So I left, and I went to our favorite place in the woods, and I stayed there. I organized that and stuff, and then everything was settled. And then what do? The kids are off with their lives. I'm in this house walking around, seeing, smelling. Life seemed to be, moving back together. I started picking up the house and changing things around, but I was still feeling like I couldn't talk to the kids about it. And I didn't have my mom to talk to. And I knew I was in trouble because I was really angry. This is when the anger came out. So I called hospice, and that's when I met Kate.
Grief is like waves that come, and we can't always predict when they're going to come. It's the griever's responsibility just to keep their head above water and not to take on all of these additional responsibilities, but to grab onto whatever they can to stay afloat.
I felt reassurance from her, knowing that I would get better. I would travel this course, and she would work with me, and I would get through the feelings and be stronger.
Grief counselors, myself, can be that support. It can be that raft that they grab onto to simply be an additional support to them while they're in the water.
Kate had me write out all the things on a heart that I loved about my husband. And so I wrote them, and she goes, now I want you to rip it up. I thought, what the heck? But I didn't say that to her, but I ripped it. And then she had me go around it in silver and put the heart back together. And it was a process of, you're strong enough now, you can get it together. You're whole again. You've seen where these things fell apart, and now you're coming together. Life is a journey, and there's ups and there's downs, but I feel strong enough to meet those. What does the future hold? I don't know, but I know it's going to be good.